Oopsies. So today we're going to take a look at SEGA's Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling. This is from an anime called My Dress Up Darling, and this is one of the main characters of that anime. This is from SEGA Plaza, I guess. This is the manufacturing company. This is my second purchase from a SEGA type company for these type of anime figures. The first one I bought was Bochi from Bochi the Rock, and this is my second one. And the reason why I got this one because I kind of liked the anime, although it was very troopy with all the predictable story plots and stuff like that. But I think I like this because of the pose. It's kind of dynamic. But with that being said, let's just take a look at it. And here's Marin Kitagawa in her very, very dynamic pose. This pose does pose some concerns with me because all her weight is on this one leg. So if you guys collect figures, these tend to droop. So I'm wondering if this will start drooping this way over time. But hopefully it won't, because the SEGA and all these companies do these figures in these dynamic poses, so I think they've kind of locked down on the material they use to not have them droop like that. But this is Marin in her very, very nice pose. Oops. It's very... I'm going into anime figures a bit. I'm not gonna go all ham like I did Hot Toys in the start of the year. I'm just gonna collect one or two, so this isn't going to be an anime figure channel. I'm just gonna buy a couple, so calm down. With that being said, let's take a closer look at her. So here's a closer look at Marin Kitagawa. As you can see, her bases are like a piece of road, which I like. I don't like those bases these anime figures come with like it's floral and has their name and stuff like that. I like bases that have like environments that help accentuate the figure a bit, if that makes sense. I don't really have a problem with this figure. The only one thing I don't like, it's her face. Her face is a bit too round. It doesn't really look like Marin from the anime, but I guess at a certain angle, it's forgivable. But everything else, the paintwork, the pose, everything, I don't see any problems with it. Even the sculpting, it looks solid. So I'm still dabbling in this type of category, anime figure collecting. What I do know is I'm trying to stay away from Band Prestos because those qualities it's horrendous when you look really close at their figures. Like their sculpt work is horrible. So what I'm sticking in terms of like anime companies or anime figure companies are Taito and SEGA for now, because these two companies, they do good work with their anime figures. And yeah, so with that being said, let's take an even closer look at Marin. And here's a closer look at Marin. As you can see, her hair is a bit lacking in detail, but everything else seems okay. Paintwork and everything is on point. It's a pretty cheap figure for me, so I'm pretty impressed of the level of quality it has, It's her little bag. Her hair is also nicely done, nicely sculpted. I don't think the hair will droop. It's kind of a sturdy material. What I'm worried about is this one leg to be drooping over time. And even her little fingers as well. So yeah, it's a pretty figure. And if you guys or girls must know, she does have some panties. So with that being said, maybe let's pair her up with the other anime figures I have thus far in my collection. So these are the anime figures I've collected thus far, which is not a lot, which is good because it means I'm controlling my spending habits a bit. So we have Mai, Bochi, and Shinomiya. Mai and Shinomiya are Taito figures, and Bochi and Marin are Sega figures. What I don't like about collecting anime figures is the scaling, because the scaling will always be off if you buy different companies. As you can see, Marin here, compared to Mai, she's a bit small. The scaling is not there, so that's what annoys me about buying these things. But that also means that I'm also being a bit more careful about buying them, so I won't have wonky scaling with these figures. Because Shinomiya has a bunch of other, companies making her. We have Pop-Up Parade, Banprestos. They look okay, but the scaling's all off, so I'm sticking with Taito for now. I don't know, we'll see in the future what happens. I mean, these figures aren't really expensive, so I could buy a bunch of these instead of a hot toy, but we'll see in the future. So, with that being said, let's stick Marin and her, friends in the display cabinet. So this is where Marin will sit with my other, anime figures. These are from McFarlane. If you guys remember, McFarlane used to do cool figures back in the day. Now they're just doing shitty DC ones. So you got One Punch Man there, and my other ladies here, which is this is basically a impromptu anime type shelf. I don't really have a place for these girls yet. I might stick them in my wife's room because I think they go better over there. But yeah, that concludes my little review over this statue figure thing from Sega. So why don't you let me know what you guys think about her or the anime or whatever. For me, I'll give the anime a 6 out of 10. It's an okay anime, it's just very, very, very predictable. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and as always, go get 'em!